it's a circus. Perhaps he's reminiscing about his time with KVN. I don't know.
Some sort of official document has practically been published.
After all, this is a serious truce agreement. It was reached following difficult negotiations. We held talks with our American colleagues over the phone for 2 days. At the same time, the Americans were in contact with Kiev. It was all very challenging. Therefore, to issue a decree like this is frivolous, to say the least. There were statements from a number of leaders indicating that they would like to take part in the events marking Victory Day. In other words, the initiative came from the guests.
Can we interpret your recent remarks as meaning that negotiations are pointless altogether until Ukraine withdraws its troops from the DPR?
Several rounds of negotiations have taken place. We have now reached a point where it is clear that one side must take a significant step before further steps can be taken. However, until that side takes that step, we could hold dozens more rounds of talks and still be in exactly the same position. That is the crux of the matter. Everyone understands this. This is understood very well in Kyiv, but with the support of the Europeans, they are currently refusing to take a sensible step and are even refusing to begin discussing it. They know in Ukraine that this needs to be done and that they will do it sooner or later anyway. No one is walking away from the negotiations. The Americans are currently busy with another major issue. They are currently focused on reaching some sort of agreement with their Iranian counterparts. Nevertheless, I would not say that Washington is in any way abandoning the Ukraine issue, and our active telephone discussions bear witness to this. And in particular, there is this initiative by Trump, which he has announced and which we have supported. The Americans are working on it. Sooner or later, and I think it will be quite soon, our permanent colleagues, Steve Witkoff and Kushner, will come to Moscow and we will continue our dialogue with them.
What are your thoughts on Zelensky's unrestrained jokes and decrees?
Clearly, this is his original profession. He's a good comedian, but he's now trying his hand at tragedy. In real life, it's often the other way around, though. Tragedy turns into farce. There is no doubt that Europe is promoting the resurgence of Nazism, both ideologically by instilling these beliefs into public opinion, and practically by supporting an openly Nazi regime.
The summit is a high-profile event, which is perfectly normal. Armenia pursues a multi-vector approach in its foreign policy. It is Armenia's absolute sovereign right to host such summits. Holding an EU-Armenia summit is also perfectly normal. The only thing that is not normal is that Yerevan has provided a platform for thoroughly anti-Russian statements. That is what is not normal. It is at odds with the spirit of our relations with Yerevan. Here, of course, we would probably expect some sort of explanation from Yerevan on this matter. We welcome Armenia's desire to develop good relations in all areas, but we do not understand why anti-Russian statements are coming out of Armenia. That is what we do not understand, and why the head of the Armenian government is not trying to balance this out with his own statements. We cannot explain this yet.
I am sure that our people too do not understand the handshakes with the British Prime Minister and the President of France, given the role these figures are currently playing in the conflict between Russia and Ukraine.
There is nothing wrong with everyone greeting one another at international summits. This is not Armenia's war, but ours, and we will win it.